Artillery Worker here, aka Navy Mox. Where here is at the Iron Lake Forest Service campground. This is the night before my next trip, about a 2-week solo trip. Heading in on Sea Gull Lake again, so those who were watching a year ago will recognize the name of the campground I'm in, because it was the same campground I had a year ago before my 2-week trip. Anyway, not the same campsite, but at least the same campground. So once again, I'm planning a 2-week solo going in on Sea Gull Lake. I'll show you maps later. I got here about 3 hours later than intended because part way up, probably about 50 miles north of my house, I blew a tire. And the spare was only rated for 50 miles an hour and wasn't supposed to be used very much, so I ended up having to buy a couple of tires. Being radials, I wanted to balance them out one side to the other. So by the time I got all that done, I got up here, like I said, about 3 hours later than initially planned. So I wasn't able to give you much of a tour here or anything like that. I'm currently heating water for my dinner, and I see it's boiling right now, so I will get back to you shortly. Now, unfortunately, this year on this trip, Sam can't join me, couldn't join me. About 10 days or so ago, he had surgery to remove one of his fatty tumors that was starting to bother him. So he's doing well, and it wasn't cancerous or anything like that, but he's healing up okay. But because of where it is, doctor wanted him to heal up for at least 2 weeks before having the stitches removed. And unfortunately, the first couple of days we had problems with him unstitching himself, so we had to put a cone on him to keep him from doing that. So a week from today is when he's going to get his stitches taken out. And like I said, since we put the cone on, it's been healing up very well. He's doing fine, and probably, well, not probably, he will be able to come on future journeys, barring any other incidents. So, so there goes my viewership right now, right down the tubes, because of Sam not being along on this trip. But anyway, I know a lot of you do like seeing him, and I was trying to show him a little bit more in my videos, and now this whole 2-week trip he's going to be missing. But he's here, he's here in my mind. It's going to be funny doing a solo trip without a dog. He's been coming with me, I think, for 8 years now. Might be 7 years, I guess. 7 years he's been coming with me. So, no, it is 8 years. 8 years I've had him as a companion. It's definitely going to feel different not having him along on this trip. Let's see if I can give you an overview of what the trip's going to be. Yeah. I'm entering at Sea Gull Lake again, like I did last year. This trip's going to intersect quite a bit with last year's trip, although there'll be some differences. So, just like last year, I'm going to work my way across Sea Gull Lake over to this 105 rod portage. Okay, now last year, you may recall I went around Alpine down to Jasper Lake. Well, this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to head north onto Jasper, take this 48 rod portage into Red Rock Lake, and there's a 10 rod into Red Rock Bay of Saganaga Lake, which is a big, huge lake, so I'm hoping the winds are calm and with me that day. Go up around American Point and down into there's a 5 rod portage into Swamp Lake, and then what's known as the Monument Portage going into Otter Track Lake, which is this long lake here. From Otter Track I intend to go south on Gidgee Lake, Lake of the Clouds, a couple of other lakes in here, end up on Cherry Lake. Okay, and then I'm going to head back through Topaz and Amoeba, which I of course did last year, and then back down into Knife Lake, at which time I go to a different map. So let's see, get my bearings here. So here's Amoeba Lake, so I'll go down into Knife Lake, work my way back. Never been to Toe Lake, and it's one of the places I keep wanting to go to, so I might spend a night or two on Toe Lake, which is one of those one campsite lakes. Then, as I did last year, I'll work down through Eddie, Jenny, and Annie back into Ogish-Kamunsi or Ogish Lake. And then, okay, Ogish is here, back into Jasper, Alpine, Sea Gull, and out. Now, I'll show you more details as I go along day by day, but that's the overview. What I'm planning on doing, I'm planning on hopefully being able to move every other day. Of course, the weather's going to dictate that to a certain extent, but on average, I want to move every other day. And the days that I do travel, I'm planning on them not being very long. There's not a lot of big portages. I think the longest portage I have to do is the 106 from Sea Gull to Alpine and then back again. Some of the shorter portages, though, are going to be tough. They're going to be rugged and ups and downs and stuff like that. So probably my longest day is going to be that day that I drop down from Otter Track down into Cherry, because that's supposed to be a pretty rugged area and a lot of hills and stuff to climb. So other than that, like I said, I'm planning on fairly short days and just moving every other day, weather permitting. So it should be a good trip. A lot of the territory I've been in before, but picking up some of the lakes I missed last year that I wanted to get to. And yeah, we'll have to see how things go. Anyway, I can't give you too much of an introduction here because I've got to have my supper and clean up and everything before sunset. I don't think it's I think it's very unlikely that I'm going to be able to go out and paddle just because of how late it's getting already. So without further ado, my lasagna is now ready to eat, so I think I'll eat it, and I may or may not be able to talk to you later. If not, then this will just be a short introductory video to this trip. So either see you later tonight or see you in the next segment tomorrow morning. I should have taken that blown tire as an omen, turned around and headed for home. Instead, I forged ahead with my plans.